Medgar Evers was born July 2nd, 1925 in Mississippi. When Evers was in the first grade, he would call white kids on their school buses, throwing and yelling things at him, which was normal in Mississippi at the time. He grew up constantly seeing discrimination and injustice being done to blacks. In 1943, Evers and his brother enlisted in the U.S. Army. From 1943 to 1945, he fought in both France and Germany during World War II and received an honorable discharge as sergeant in 1946. After the war, Evers and his brother decided they wanted to vote in the next election. When election day arrived, Evers found his polling place blocked by a crowd of armed white men with guns. Disappointed and frustrated, he did not vote that day. Instead, he joined the NAACP.
Evers majored in administration. While at Alcorn, he competed on the track team, debate team, football team, sang in the choir, and was junior class president. On December 24, 1951, during his senior year, he married classmate Merle Beasley, with whom he had 3 children. Evers applied to the Segregated University of Mississippi Law School in 1954. He submitted his application along with the NAACP as a test case, but sadly, his application was rejected. After moving, Evers became the salesman for an insurance company. He continued to witness blacks as the victim of hate and racism. He saw the terrible living conditions of blacks he visited while working in Mississippi. Then, in 1954, he witnessed an attempted lynching. This made Evers sad. He felt if these conditions would never change.
Evers began working with black church leaders and other activists. He spoke of the need to overcome hatred and promote the understanding of equality between the races. He organized the boycott of gas stations, which denied black use of the bathrooms. He also organized voter registration drives and marches. However, many people were afraid to vote because of what happened to Emmett Till. Due to Evers' civil rights leadership, being named the first field secretary for Mississippi, and his public investigations into the murder of Emmett Till, this made him a target of the KKK. He was featured on a 9-man death list in the South. He and his family endured many threats and other violent acts. He yet persisted in his efforts to end segregation. Early in the morning of June 12, 1963, hours after President Kennedy's speech on national television in support of civil rights, Evers, returning from an NAACP meeting, pulled into his driveway. After leaving his car, he was shot in the back, firing from a rifle. He died at a local hospital 50 minutes later. Honored nationally, Evers was buried in Arlington National Cemetery, where he received full military honors. A member of the KKK was arrested. He had a jury composed of only white men, who failed twice to reach a verdict. Yet 30 years after the 2 trials, D. LeBedford was brought to trial and convicted of murder in 1994. After having lived as a free man much of the 3 decades following of the killing, he died in prison at the age 80 in January 2011.
Medgar Evers paid for his belief with his life, becoming the first major civil rights leader to be assassinated in 1960. We here at Evers celebrate his life and legacy by doing our best in education and standing up for his rights. We salute Medgar Evers. Medgar Evers, a person with no time to quit the way you treat our people. No, sir, we not having it. Oh yeah, a big part of civil rights, born on July 2nd in 1925. He was the best, put to the test, no matter if you're black, white, or the rest. Shot in his black family with a press bullet in his house, so it went through his chest. Tragedy, then all other people lived happily. You want to hear more about Medgar Wiley Evers, then sit around and say it after.
When I say Medgar, you say Evers. Medgar, Medgar. When I say Medgar, you say Evers. Medgar, Medgar.
got a will, and he was a strong man with a legacy of pride. He didn't even have a plan, some fought by his side, cause they knew that he could win. Evers was a civil rights leader. He paved the way for black lawyers and black teachers. And back then, most black people could be readers. Now Obama's taking office and we have black teachers. Medgar Evers, we admire you. You were a great leader and you gave me a new view to a bright future. And you showed us what blacks really do. So this a thanks from me and the whole Medgar Evers school. Even though the play ended with a tragedy, Evers still lives on right now through you and me. And Obama, keep doing your thing. This is class 200. What a great play we made.